Welcome, one and all, to Colombia. Even though we are meeting remotely, I'm speaking to you from Northern California in the United States. 5 years ago, I visited the bilingual Montessori school in Cali for the first time. The school already had some of my books, so the director and I had common ground. She showed me plans for expansion, but as she has reminded me many times, I gave her this advice. Rather than building more classrooms, why don't you put your energy into AMI training for more teachers? Early in the 20th century, Dr. Montessori witnessed the rapid spread of Montessori schools around the world. Although teachers were doing their best, they needed help. So she formed AMI, the Association Montessori International, to help train teachers. I see the same thing today in many places. Lida took my advice. She immediately invited the AMI trainer from Mexico to give the first orientation or introductory course for the entire staff. 60 teachers and assistants and parents attended and earned the first AMI certificate in Colombia. That summer, Lida began her own AMI 0 to 3 diploma course in Mexico City. I think it was Lida's beginning an AMI course herself that opened her eyes to the depth, the necessary combination of philosophy and practice of AMI training. She could now understand that qualifying as an AMI teacher trainer requires, after university, a minimum of 9 or 10 years full-time work in a classroom or at a training center. Next, 4 teachers from the school went to Mexico to begin the AMI 6 to 12 training. 2 years later, in 2018, the papers were signed in Amsterdam, and FEMCO, an organization that had begun 20 years earlier by Lida and her husband, Don Camilo, in order to educate children about the importance of protecting the environment, became an official affiliate with the Association Montessori International. In 2019, the third Colombia Montessori Congress was held in Santa Rosa de Cabal. I gave a 3-day 0 to 12 workshop, and the trainer from Puebla, Mexico gave an AMI 3 to 6 orientation course. Over 250 people attended this joint program. In only 5 years, Lida and I have worked together in several ways. We have met with the departments of education in Lima, Peru, and Bogota, Colombia. We have given talks for the AMI affiliate in Peru, and even for a Montessori project for poor children outside of Quito, Ecuador. We even consulted with the teachers and parents of a tiny Montessori Pestalozzi school in a rainforest on the Galapagos island of San Cristobal. As a result of the pandemic, we have all been forced to look at life from a new perspective. The speakers today and tomorrow will present this perspective. In order to be healed, a human being must be considered as a unified organism: physical, mental, emotional, social, spiritual, and a member of a family or other social groups. This means that all humans, those of us with disabilities and gifts, of all colors and races and religious beliefs, must be thought of as members of one human society. In order to be healed, the planet must also be seen in this way: one organism, plants, animals, and humans, everything connected. The Montessori system of education is the only one I know of that is aligned perfectly with both of these views. For over 100 years around the world, Montessori has been proven to lead to balance and happiness. Each of us here today has our own Montessori story. Some might be called coincidences, but I prefer to think that each of us gathering here is part of a great plan to provide help for humanity and for the planet. We are part of a movement that can create a safe and loving place for each child, each family, each society, and for the planet. A path that can give us hope for the future. I believe this is exactly what is needed right now. Have a wonderful time.